What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a while. Just mainly been enjoying the car, you know, driving it as it should be. Wesley is coming over tonight to finally put the little stupid plastic underguards back on. We're also going to change this fuel filter finally. That should have been done a long time ago. And I just noticed, inspecting the car before he gets here, that one of my bushings has already failed on my solid motor mounts there. So hopefully they have some replacements or something. Hopefully I don't have to buy a whole nother set of those, because that will suck. They warn you that those are susceptible to that. Your headers need to be heat wrapped. Obviously my headers are still stock, so they have the heat shielding on them. I didn't think that that would be such a problem, but obviously we had some type of problem there, because that does not look like that. I haven't noticed anything driving it, so I don't think it's affecting anything right now too terribly. But I guess we'll talk to Wesley when he gets here and sees. We'll see. He'll know. He should know. He's got a pretty good handle on all this. So it's gonna be easier and faster to do because of how these guys are. I'm not deep enough like yours were.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I got this loose. I'm about to pop that loose here and see.
I'm gonna grab that other bucket just in case.
I can pop the line back on if I have to.
Okay. Got a big bucket out here too.
Cool.
We just can't find
Nope, we're good.
any cutting heads.
We are good.
That's a polisher, not a cutting head.
Yeah,
right?
no, that won't work.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go find some inside probably.
You got the new filter for this?
Yep.
Oh man, that was easy too. I'm glad the way that we set it up. We didn't cut any zip ties, nothing. The lines are still just hanging out up there.
And you just get to screw that thing back in whenever you're ready.
You just have to hold this part with a wrench and, you know, get a wrench on the line right there. I was trying to put a wrench on the line there and right there. That's just the swivel part for the line. I'm like, oh yeah, that's all I'm supposed to do.
That's why you were talking.
Yep, everything broke for easy like it was supposed to. Nothing was over. Here, come over here and help me. Let's see what happens.
Alright.
It's got a pretty good bite on there. Let's see if we can get it a little tighter. Trying to keep it rotating side to side is the main thing.
Oh, I'm just holding this.
And this. Yeah. I'm gonna put this on here and see if we can't break it free.
Slip.
It broke free.
It broke? Nice! Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Just watch it when you stand up. Doesn't look terrible. It's pretty black though. Oh yeah.
No, it's just because of the color of it. I think. I don't think it's anything that's like bad. You would see it debris in there a bit. I think it's wet. It's gonna look a little different too. Looks like the right one though.
New O-ring too.
Yeah, hang on to this one. I'll look up the cleaning procedure for it. Probably clean it out and have it ready to swap.
Always.
10 micron, is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
Nice, exact same thing.
I messed up on ordering parts enough in the past. What are you looking for in there?
Seeing if there's any sort of like debris or anything.
That's noticeable, or
Trying to think of how this is set up on here. So it goes, so it is like that. Yeah, I think it's got, I don't know if it goes up from the inside or what, if it comes to the outside and then goes through.
there's just
I'll
that
have to
one
look at it
fin
more.
that looks bad, but I mean
That's just where it's glued together at
Oh,
manufacturing.
okay.
I don't
Looked
see any
like you
like big
got-
debris or anything in there though, or any chunks floating around like little metal shavings or anything like that.
All right. Better?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I can't see what I'm doing over here. Just want to make sure I'm not fucking anything up that doesn't need to be.
Slowly but surely, I'm getting the tools. Wesley,
Hey, this is working.
hitting that
Nothing
backside.
wrong with the sawzall.
You're hitting this.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get past
Yeah,
it.
and the blade's bent in that way, so you're just gonna have to cut through it. I think it's not the end of the world.
Thing.
Dude, those things, I need to
Flip this up.
this. Definitely gonna get another blade for this. This thing
I
is
sent one with you.
okay.
Yeah,
I
and I
just
know
have
I've
to
got
find
some
it.
more. Yeah, so if you can't find it, let me know.
This is a good tool right here.
Oh yeah. We're good.
It's gonna
No.
slip. Look at that professional cut.
Yeah.
Wes is like, sure, if that's what you want to call it.
Good enough
Good
cut
enough.
is what we're gonna call that. Yeah.
Did you and your dad do any of that?
No, we took the heads off and we put head gaskets on and resealed the motor, you know, all new gaskets and everything, but we didn't touch anything in the short block.
Yeah.
So we had to adjust the valves and do all that type of stuff. You know, you take the heads off on a push rod motor, you gotta go through and
Readjust the valve
adjust
lash
all that
and stuff.
get everything set up, and that wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything like, we didn't do anything performance or add anything
We're
to
just making
strengthen it.
sure the
Make sure it was
existing.
sealed up. We were having issues with the way it was running. We thought it was related to the head gaskets, but it wasn't.
What was it related to? That fuel line that you replaced, or the?
No, we thought that too. We did the whole fuel system. We thought that was part of the problem with it too. It ended up being, what was it? Part of the ignition system was wired wrong, and it wasn't getting the correct spark like it was supposed to. And also, it was what we thought it was doing was what's called vapor lock, where fuel vaporizes in the line to get so hot.
I've seen it happen back at the tank too. Like you can hear it boiling in there
before it actually. So fuel vaporizes before it makes it to the engine.
So it's
and we thought that's what was happening, but I don't think that was. After later on we researched into it and figured out this isn't what's going on. I think it's just what we suspected. So.
Take that on this. Don't buff it up too much. Scuff it up too much. Leave this exactly like that. Alright, cool.
We only need one of them, it looks like, unless you just want to put 2 new ones in. That one's been squished a little. I don't know if you want to leave it or if you want to go ahead and just put both of them in.
Go ahead and pop 2 new ones in.
Yeah, we're here.
We got sent 4, so why not?
I'm gonna go with this was probably had some air pockets in there or something.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, because none of these new. I mean, these have those air pockets in there, but they're not like near that one.
Get that on the video there, and then show that too, just in case there is an issue later on. You can say, hey,
something's
that's
wrong
definitely
with
not.
manufacturing process.
Yeah, I'm surprised these aren't stiffer than they are, to be honest. I didn't think these would be this squishy. Are they polyurethane?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look in here, see if there's anything that looks abnormal.
That's the one that came out. Yep, see, they still have the air pockets in this one, but it's not. You're right, that is, whoo. That's a bad one. It's hard to tell if that was already there.
There's a little rub mark right there. I think that's because that bushing blew out, and it was driving, so it's got.
Yeah, you don't feel any burr right there.
No, nothing that should have ripped it or anything. So we'll go ahead and put the new ones in. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it. Like, that looks odd to me, where it's blown out right there like that. Yeah. I don't know how something like that would happen if it wasn't some sort of air pocket there. I can honestly say I've never seen anything like that.
It's weird that it's all blown out over here, but it blew out on the other side.
It was probably like that in this whole section too, all bubbled up in there, and that whole thing just blew out and ripped off. Is my guess.
Yeah, that one just failed spectacularly.
Yeah, it did. I think it was just a part failure. I don't think it was anything
that we did. Yeah. No. Because you're right, there's nothing, like, we never touched that or messed. We couldn't even see this.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, that one's been like press fit.
It's gonna have some works like that, especially when the other side's blown out and that one's doing all the work. But
when it was that hot too, that thing retained so much heat.
Mm-hmm. As you can feel, the mount's hot, just from driving it over here.
Yeah. It's crazy it soaked up that much heat, and then, like, I barely touched the header earlier, and the heat shielding was a little hot, but it wasn't nearly that hot, but that's because it was the shielding.
Yeah, I mean, this is bolted directly to the block, too, so you're going to get the heat from the block radiating out on this.
Like, not even, it's actually convecting.
Yeah, straight to it, yeah.
Through the metals.
Yep.
I don't know what torque specification, but just heavy.
Well, on this?
Yeah.
And we're just going to tighten it down.
Yep. As much as you can with your impactor.
Not as tight as it can go, but we're going to hit it pretty good. It took almost full force to take it off, so we'd probably be fine going full blast with it. But
yeah, you just don't.
We'll see how it feels when it's tight. good. Now it's stiff like it was before. Really hard to turn. That's good. Good as new.
I'll see if the vibration I was hearing what might have been this too.
Yeah, good possibility.
Yep.
Yeah.
Want me to?
Yeah. Keep on going. A little more. Alright, let's see if that squeezes it.
There we go. You've pulled motors. Have you ever worked on the short blocks?
Yeah, I've rebuilt them once at the dealership. I had 2 engines I had to rebuild completely because they were the year model that it came out and it had major engine problems, and they won't put a new motor in it. Then they want you to tear it apart and replace every part that's failed.
Wow.
I don't know why that is, but the year model, like if it's a 2021 vehicle, they're not going to put a brand new motor in it.
Do they make you send those parts back to them? Maybe
Yep.
They're looking at those parts to see what failed.
Oh yeah, they
So
do have everything under warranty.
that's why they're doing it on the
That's
new year.
lowering it down a tiny bit.
Okay.
I'll let you know when to stop. Right there, hold it.
Can you go a little bit higher?
No, just hold it right there tight.
Alright, should be good.
Yeah, no, we get in trouble all the time when people do fraudulent warranty stuff and say it needed something that didn't, and they get it back and they test the part and like, the part's not bad. Keep the claim on it, and the dealership has to pay for the repair.
And then you get in trouble for that. Yeah.
They take it out of your pay, the labor that you got paid for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But they do so much fraudulent warranty work too, it's insane. Like they don't catch 95% of it that comes through, because it's like over half the work at the dealership was fraudulent warranty work. Is crazy.
Have you done any research on what injector you might put in it if you go EFI?
If I go fuel injected, no.
No. Because yours are all in pounds, right?
Yep.
American pounds per
Yep.
minute.
I have no idea what that translates to in cc's either. Like, I have no idea. Like, what yours are 1300 cc?
1300 is 121 pound
Oh, geez,
injectors.
okay. That's good size.
I'll do that. If I remember the math, that's it.
Let's go higher with this.
On the jack?
Yeah. Stop for a second. It's that bolt you're hearing about to pop up right there. Hey, grab the pry bar.
Okay. How do you do this when you're on a lift? Do you have something that jacks the engine up if you're higher?
So
do
I
you
use
just
a pole jack, which is basically a long freaking pole, metal pole, with a base on it, and you lower the lift up and down after you set that. So you can lower the lift down. You have a pole underneath this that's holding the engine. You can lower the lift down, pushes the engine up.
Yeah.
They do have adjustments on the pole jack too, where you like a little handle you twist, and it's just like a little.
That's what I
back here.
you can imagine. Your gloves are right next to you if you need them.
I won't have the dexterity that I need.
Yep, I know how that feels.
Now I can use them. I think my ring stayed on the finger in this. Elon Musk, when he started Tesla, that he took a Lotus Elise and tried to make an electric car originally.
That's what they're doing on Throttle. They're making a 350Z all electric.
Yeah, that's how he tried to start Tesla, to take the Lotus and strip it down and make it electric.
That's what the original Roadster is. You saw that.
That's what he said. He said it was terrible. He said it was god awful. He said everything about it was bad. The handling was bad. It didn't work the way they planned. They didn't think about how much weight they were adding.
Because it's weight distribution.
They said, no, we're restarting from scratch and building a whole new car from the ground up. And that's what he did. I watched a Joe Rogan podcast that had him on it, Elon Musk. He's a weird dude.
Oh, is that the one where he's smoking?
He smokes in it, yeah.
Yes, that's
He smokes. He's like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
I don't think he did it right.
Yeah, no, you definitely didn't do that right, brother.
Yeah, the stocks dropped for like a couple weeks after that. Tesla stock did. All went right back up though. People lose their mind about the stupidest stuff.
Dude, Ford's still doing good. I'm thinking about buying some Ford stock, dude.
How much? What's it at now?
$15.
That's pretty consistent.
And if a bunch of people buy those new F-150s that are all electric,
are they coming out with those already?
They're not. I think it's 2023.
Okay.
But if a bunch of people buy those up, that stock will jump.
Oh yeah. I wish I would have bought it when it was 75 cents in 2008.
I know,
The dude at the dealership bought a bunch of it. I think he got it at like 60 cents. He paid $1,000 for it all, and when he sold it all, it was at $14 or something like that. In 2011 or something, it went up from that much.
Yeah.
They didn't take the bailout money.
Stable company too. Like it's been around for real long.
I mean, they were like one of the first American ones, you know.
Yeah.
All the other car manufacturers take what Ford did and simplify it. Essentially, what every Chevy motor is, a dumbed down version of a Ford. Seriously, Ford didn't overcomplicate things. They have amazing stuff, but I like them the most just because they're the only ones that's trying new stuff and doing new things with their technology.
Yeah.
Like you look at a brand new Chevy and you're like, what the fuck? This technology's from like 60 years ago. Like, I get it's working for you, but still, like, try something new. You know what I mean? I'd rather try new stuff and fail than do the same thing for the last 100 years.
Yeah, it's nice when you find something that's tried and true, but then like you still develop that or keep or maintain it, but you still try to innovate.
Work on other stuff. I mean, they do, but it's just I feel like everyone else is just so far behind what Ford has done with their technology, or tried at least. You know, after they fail at something, all the other manufacturers are like, oh, we're gonna try this our way now.
Yeah, the first
You
one
pull that block out on that side now.
First one with that all electric truck, you know, like probably be the first one.
American manufacturer, I think, too, that had an all-electric car Focus. They did. Side training on that. I think it was a piece of junk. I would not drive one of those.